Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. This is episode 345, as well as day 345 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame, and to run 2 major races within this yearly time frame. One of those races being a 50K ultra marathon trail race, the Yankee Springs 50K trail race out in Middleville, Michigan. That was on day 156 of my journey, and I was able to finish that 31-mile race within 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. The next race that came up within this yearly time frame was the Detroit Free Press Marathon. That was on day 290 of my journey. I was able to finish that 26.2 mile race within 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds. Both of those races were personal records for me, so I was very excited and stoked about those. Other than that, clearly today is day 345, so not only was I able to run those races and set personal records, but I was able to run them and also keep the run streak alive since then. So now let's kind of go over the mileage for the day, week, month, and year for the day today 345. So day 345 got out there and put in 3.1 miles for the day. That put me at 13.5 miles for the week, which put me at 34.4 miles for the month, which put me at 1,609.8 miles for the year. So clearly we have gone over the 1,500 mile mark for the year. We are now 109.8 miles over that. Originally the yearly mile mark was 1,250, pushed that up to 1,500 once we were realizing once I realized I was going to cross the 1250 mark pretty early on within the year, decided to bump it to the 1500, and that was where it laid until I crossed it mid-November, I guess, right around there. So now we're here at the 1600 mile mark, and we're just gonna kind of see where we end up. I wanted to go for 1750, but I'm dealing with a left foot injury right now that I'm trying to kind of nurse back into full health before it gets blown out of proportion and gets progressively worse, which I've kind of been able to kind of nurse it back a little bit. So what I'm doing is working. It just kind of sucks. So that's kind of why I have kept the mileage at 3.1 for the day today as well, and just the week has been kind of weak with 13.5. Tomorrow's the last day of the week, so we'll see where we end up, because I'm still going to try to probably keep it lower, even though I want to put in a little bit more. But that being said, let's focus in on these monthly miles of 34.4, and that is because every single month I challenge myself to run a 100-mile challenge, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, as well as start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for throughout that month. So for the first 11 months, raise money for 11 great charities. Now we're here within the 12th month, the month of December, and we're raising money for yet another great charity. That charity being St. Jude Children's Hospital. If you would like to donate to this month's charity, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram story and the Defining Discipline Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram story, or my personal page's Facebook story. Within those stories, all you got to do is click on the link and it'll open up the actual page where you're able to make your donations, as well as be able to click the share button to help raise awareness for this cause. Keep in mind that all donations that get made to this cause go directly to it. Facebook is not taking any percentage or portion of your donations. All donations go directly to St. Jude's. So that is one of the reasons why we've done all of these fundraisers through Facebook throughout the year is because they've made that agreement. So that's kind of an awesome thing. Other than that, let's kind of get into today's episode. As always, right before we get into today's episode, we're going to go over today's word of the day. And today's word of the day is going to be secular. Secular means not spiritual or religious. Secular is today's word of the day for December 11th, 2021. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into today's actual episode 345, day 345. And for today's episode, today's theme, it is going to be noise. And I wanted to talk about noise for a couple different reasons. Two aspects of noise I wanted to talk about. One is a positive. They're both positive, I guess. It's how you perceive noise. So let's go with the first one. First story of noise. I had done an audio internship, working for someone back in 2016. Great experience, really loved it. And his motto was "Make some noise." And what he meant by that was to make a splash, to do things that's going to make you stick out, and do things that's going to draw attention to you. And you can do them both negative and positive, but keep in mind, when you do a negative, you're going to draw negative attention. And it wasn't that he was pushing to draw negative attention, but I don't think it was his thing to make noise negatively. I'm just throwing that out there that either way, to make noise, it's kind of to shift everyone's eyes towards you, to kind of really grab everyone's attention. And it's a good thing to live by, is to go out there and whatever you do, however you do it, whatever you're passionate about, is do it and make noise while doing it. And you don't have to do it for recognition or for people to look at you or anything like that. But when you do it, you want to do it where people are looking at you, and kind of seeing what is possible within themselves. So maybe you don't physically get out what you think you would like out of it. You don't get the likes or subscribers or whatever it is, but to really make an impact by going out there and making noise and living by example. And that's kind of something I've been really trying to do throughout this year, especially, and throughout the past couple years, is to make noise, but make it in a positive light, and not even necessarily do it to, again, get the recognition, but to me posting these every single day and doing this every single day. I'm doing it, one, to prove it's possible, two, to kind of for my own kind of my own not diary, but my own my own personal use. I'm kind of going back to kind of go over the year and keep track of what I've been doing, but also just to make a positive impact, to hopefully change someone's life in a positive light, just to make that kind of noise. And that's kind of how I've been attacking this year, is to try to make a positive noise within my life. Now, quickly, because I don't want to keep this episode going too long, on the flip side of noise, I've been also trying to, block out the noise, to drown out the noise, because there is a lot of outside noise that's going to be competing with the noise that you are making. And a lot of the outside noise will be negative noise to try to bring you down, to keep you down. I can't tell you how many times, a handful of times this year, when people hearing of what I was doing, of running every single day, going for this many miles, going to run a marathon, going to run a 50K, I've had so many negative uh, people, negative things being said to me, and maybe not even intentionally. Maybe they weren't really thinking about what the words would mean. Maybe they were, they thought they were helping, but I can't tell you how much noise that if I were to would have listened to, I wouldn't be here 345 days in a row and talking about just talking to you. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if I would have listened to a lot of the noise and a lot of the things that people were trying to tell me and a lot of the negativity of people trying to bring me down. And another thing about noise is when you are making noise, you're making a positive noise. And again, it's not like you have to be boisterous. You don't have to post. You don't have to do any of this. It's just going out and doing your thing so good that it's making noise. It's getting out there. It's word of mouth. When you are making noise like that, people will make noise back at you on purpose to try to bring you back down as well to their level. So you have to keep that in mind. But in general, I've been trying to really block out the noise that's been, any kind of negative noise throughout this year, any kind of negativity, any kind of things that would really change my perspective or change the direction I'm trying to head with in my life. I've been trying to really block out that noise. And I've been trying to amplify my noise of positivity, the noise of unity and really individuality as well. I've been trying to really amplify the noise of going out there, working on ourselves on individual levels, and seeing what can happen and trying to make the world a better place like that. So just that is kind of today's episode. It's kind of to focus in on the noise that you make and output, and the noise as well that is coming in, and what kind of noise do you want to accept into your life? Because again, there is going to be a lot of negative noise, but there are going to be some positive things coming in, and that's how you help spread your positive things as well. As you get inspiration, positive inspiration, and that's as well, that's someone else's noise reaching you, but a positive noise. So you got to really kind of figure a good way to kind of filter out the bad noise from the good noise, and definitely block out the bad noise, any kind of noise that may be holding you back from really achieving the things that you can achieve. And again, to really amplify your own noise as well. So that's going to be your daily discipline actually for the day today, day 345. It is to block out all the negative noise, filter in all the good noise, as well as to spread your own positive noise within this world. That's your daily discipline for the day today, day 345. Other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for following along and listening. If you guys can, please give this podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share on our Facebook, our TikTok, our YouTube, our Instagram, and whatever other whatever other podcast streaming platforms that you guys have been following along and listening on. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 346. Just stay disciplined, get your daily discipline done, get your donations in, and until then, peace out, guys.